Hey, 50 plus and fabulous. Pop that shampoo, twist the top on that 40, pour a glass of wine, or have a spot of tea, or whatever you like. Throw on some house music and celebrate with me. This is Unapologetic at 50, 1 year anniversary. I am still here, y'all. Yes, sometimes there was the sound of crickets. I had to stop to restart, but that's okay, because that's a part of life. I just want to thank each one of you for supporting me, for sharing my podcast, for subscribing, for your comments, questions, and for just being you. Thank you to each guest. I love and appreciate you. There definitely were some bumps along the way. There were times I didn't have content, didn't know what to say, because I was dealing with life just like everybody else. We have been through a lot, so I am thankful to be able to say, I'm still here. We are moving forward. There's more to learn, more topics to discuss, and more guests to interview. Let's celebrate many more anniversaries to come. So listen to snippets of the past episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to Unapologetic at 50 Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and many more platforms. Follow Unapologetic 50 _ podcast and Beautiful Curves 365 on IG. To check out beautifulcurves365.com for upcoming events and coaching sessions. Lift your glass and listen to this episode. Salud.
If you're around people, I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they're Black, Caribbean, Spanish, or Latino, whatever. I don't care if they're Asian. I don't care what they are. If those people do not support you and your goals, you are around the wrong people. It's not that the community doesn't help each other. It's that you're selecting to be around the wrong people.
This show is Unapologetic at 50. You know, that means that I'm either getting close to 50, I'm in my 50s, almost at the end of 50, but either way, it's half of 100, right? We are living longer, but sometimes I wonder, are we just surviving versus living? Because when you have all these different ailments and things of that nature, you're really not living. Right? You don't know what your why is. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Right? And if you don't know that, it's not going to stay with you. Right. And then if you keep denying your body something, right, without doing it in gradual steps, you get tired of that too. Yeah. Because you better believe, even though you're trying to do what's right, your body is going to start to kick back a little bit. It's going to be like, wait a minute, where's the sugar? Where's the caffeine? Where's the salt? Right. So all of that, you have to do that in steps and create some type of baseline for you to start and then move forward.
That's the one thing that also changes people that want to be in business and people who succeed in business, is that the people who succeed just didn't give up.
Right.
They just kept going. They just said, you know what? I'm going to do this no matter what. And so if one avenue didn't work, if the catering didn't work, then I went to selling cookies at farmers markets. If that didn't work, I got a contract with a company to sell food out of a cafeteria. That didn't work out. Then I did something else.
We all hear these things. You need multiple streams. And yes, you do. You want to make money when you sleep. Okay, I get that. I want to do that too. Right. But how am I going to make money when I sleep if I have not done the best that I could with one thing first to get that off the ground?
It doesn't always have to make money, but I just say, whatever it is that's important to you, deep down inside in your heart and your soul, you have to do it. You have to. You are cheating yourself if you don't pursue that thing. Stop thinking so much and start acting.
Yes.
Do something, right? So many people are like, oh, I think I'm going to do this and I would love to do that. And, you know, it would be great if I could do this. I always wanted to learn how to do that. You know, like they have these conversations with themselves and their friends and their family. They don't do anything.
That is it. They don't act. It's just the conversation and nothing comes from it. You're right. So true.
So my thing is, put it in motion. Write it down, set a time frame, and do it. Whatever it is, get it done.
So what I'd like to share, especially with women, single women, and especially women with children, use the outdoors. This is something that God is giving us. Use the outdoors to connect with yourself, to connect with your children, to show them there's a different way of having fun. You don't have to go to great adventures or funplex.
Right.
You know, nature can be our funplex. I would always suggest everyone have a meditation practice. Just every day, give yourself 5 minutes of silence. Before you hit the ground running, before you grab your coffee, 5 minutes of silence in the morning. And I would suggest the same thing before you go to bed. Just sit on the edge of your bed, even after your prayers, because, you know, of course, I'm always praying and asking God for guidance. But even after that, just 5 minutes of silence.
There's been so much push and pull, and instead of us coming together and reaching the top, we're kind of like, well, you are where you are, I am where I am, I'm going to keep moving. But if you reach out your hand to that person that's next to you or behind you and bring them along, they can grab onto the person that's in the same situation that they're in, and we're all making it.
And whatever you like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You know, there are rules, but there's really no rules. You like what you like.
So
celebrate yourself. Absolutely.
Yes, celebrate these years, because to me, these years are golden. I like myself now even more. I'm loving me.
That's right.
I'm loving me. Yeah. So it's a really cool time. It really is. I decided not to live from the outside in, but from the inside out.
Okay.
So when I chose to do that, that's when things awakened. That's also was a stirring of my purpose. Because sometimes we have dreams inside of us that just sits dormant.
Right.
And we walk around, we're confused, like, oh, I don't know why I'm here. What am I supposed to do? And even in our own transition and pain, we question that.
Too often we don't live life in its fullest, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what our purpose is. And if we do, we don't know how to manifest it and actually walk in it.
Today is a great day to start. We can just shed the guilt and the shame, because we can always look back and say, man, I wish I would have done this when I was 20, or I wish I would have done this when I was 35. So we just get rid of the guilt and shame, and we start today with what you can.
Right. Yep. You cannot change the past. You can't change what happened last week. You can't even change what happened just a few seconds ago. It's done. But you can create a different future with a different outcome. It's never too late. Whenever there's an opportunity, right, and there's something that is on your heart, something that you always wanted to do, I say go for it. It may take you a little bit longer. It doesn't matter. Go for it while you have the opportunity.
Well, and if you don't explore it, you don't know what you could have done. And I've said this to people, you don't want to all of a sudden be, 80 years old and look back and go, darn, I wished I would have done that.
Right.
Why didn't I try? Why didn't I do it? So you're 50, so you're 60. I mean, I know a gal who's like 65. She went back to law school and she's an attorney. You can't just float through every day and expect change. That's not how change works.
Exactly. I talk to my people all the time about journaling. It's freeing, right? It also allows you to get rid of some of those things that are going on in your head because, listen, we all have head trash. That's what I'm going to call it. It's just stuff all up in there. You need to get rid of it. You should have got rid of it a long time ago. But life is happening because life never stops, right?
Well, because once you own it and name it, you can start to throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
But until it comes out and you deal with it and own it and forgive yourself for it.
Forgive yourself for it. That is good. Yeah.
Nobody owns happiness. Nobody owns wellness. Nobody owns, it doesn't belong to any one person. It belongs to all of us. And when you think about how much better it is to be on the inside looking out than the outside always looking in, get on the wellness wagon, get on that train and be part of the inside. Discover your best self. Small changes, maximum results. Discover your best self one small piece at a time. Until you start working it. But this is never going to get in sync if you don't pick these other pieces up and get them balanced out too.
Correct.
If whatever spirituality that everybody focuses on, I'm a Christian, but I think that there are all kinds of spiritual choices. And if yours is just Mother Nature and, being out there and meditating and that's great, but don't forget to do it.
Right.
You can't just say, I'm not spiritual at all. Yeah, you are. We just got to figure out where that is. Or we need to help you bring that to a higher level. Because until you sit and give thanks, until you sit and have gratitude, you're never going to get even. You're always going to be slightly off because all of that works together. It is
absolutely.
And then God began to speak with me and put people in my path that began to tell me about social entrepreneurship and, everything that was being said to me was like totally falling into line with it. And so the whole business was born from that. So I quit January and March 15th, started my own business.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Unapologetic at 50. Together, we will learn how to maneuver life's challenges while being our authentic selves without regret. Remember to subscribe to Unapologetic at 50 to be notified of new episodes. Don't be salty with me if you are the last to know. And never apologize for being the best version of you.